All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody. Today's Friday again, and we are excited to be here with all of you. We're going to have a product presentation, and we have with us like none other than Sue Booth, who's been instrumental for this team for many years now. She's been serving us unconditionally. Has been in the industry for over 20 years. Comes with a lot of experience and also a lot of knowledge on the products. So without any further delay, I would say, put your hands together and help me welcome Sue Booth. Sue, it's all yours.
Well, thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. It's actually much more than 20 years. It's over 30 years now. So
Wow.
I've been in the I know. I've been in the network industry for over 30 years, along with Nigel, and been very lucky to be very successful in it. But I think, one of the things about being in networking is you have to have a product that you believe in. And when I was introduced to Zinzino by no other than Dave Ives, almost 2 years ago now, he asked me that wonderful question: how do you know that the omega-3 product you're using is working? And the truth was, I didn't. And I had experienced a heart attack two years prior to that, and had 3 stents fitted. So for me, my health was very important. And that question about, is your health important to you? Absolutely, yes, it is. And I think nowadays, with what's going on around the world, we have got to look after our health. We have to look after our health. No one else is responsible for our health other than us. And so for me, it was a huge impact, the fact that I had had my heart attack. I had been put on 7 different medications, and I was not enjoying the contraindications about having the medication as well. I didn't like the reactions that I was experiencing. I put on weight and things like that. So for me, I was always looking to try and improve my health, but not only improve my health, but do it naturally. I'd never been on any medication beforehand. So all the research that I was doing and my husband Nigel was doing, we're always coming back to omega-3. You've got to increase your omega-3s. And I actually dismissed it. And the reason I dismissed it was because I was already taking an omega-3. I had taken a good quality omega-3 for over 30 years. So when Dave asked me, is it working? I stepped up and I did the test. And I was horrified. I'll share with you my results in just a few minutes. So Zinzino is a fantastic company. It's based out in Gothenburg in Sweden. And so very unlike a lot of the other nutritional companies that are on the market. And what I loved about this company was the fact that they were 100% natural, not just a little bit natural, 100% natural. So no synthetic ingredients in our products. And, oh, hang on, that's right. So the company has just launched in India as of April 6th. And it's been a momentous occasion when that happened. And so we're a registered Indian company. So we've got Zinzino Health Products India Private Limited. And we've got the valid licenses with the FSSAI. God, that's a mouthful, isn't it? And the product Essent Oil has already been registered, and it's produced and already in our Mumbai warehouse. And the implementation of shipping and the logistics, etc., has actually been completed by the company Blue Dart, who are our official logistics company that we're working with. Payment provider Adyen, is actually completed, and that's just going all through at the moment. And we've had a few delays on that as far as kind of customers and partners, but it's just in the process of being completed now. So all is there ready to be to really launch this market. We all want to stay feeling good, staying fit and being healthy. And as I said before, never has been a time in our lifetime that this has been more important for every single person on the planet. No one wants to come down with COVID. No one wants to experience the problem with the COVID and the reactions that you get from it. And obviously, staying fit and healthy encompasses what we do. We know that at the same time that we're trying to stay fit and healthy, that health issues are and problems are increasing on a daily basis. And we have to ask that question, why is that? Why is it doing that? And, at the end of the day, we need to go back to the kind of Ayurvedic way of treating our health and our illnesses and making sure that our food is becoming our medicine and our medicine's the food. And Hippocrates literally nailed it when he said this, how many years ago? Quite a few, a long time ago. And, we've come away from those Ayurvedic type of holistic medicines that we used to use with herbs and spices to treat our ailments. And so we need to get back to that. We used to eat food from Mother Nature. So all the things that you can see here, and I found this lovely picture of all the Indian vegetables that, I used to see in abundance when I used to visit Mumbai. And, eating like that has actually, people have come away from that, and especially people in the cities, because, when we were looking back in the way we used to eat, all those foods were full of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and micronutrients. All the things that we needed, the beta glucans, the fibers, the healthy fats, and having that good balance of omega-6 and omega-3. And unfortunately, people in the cities now have actually kind of gone for the fast foods. And so we've got, pizzas here, we've got processed, ready-made meals to make things easier for us. And those type of foods become far less nutrition dense, and they're much higher in sugar and salt and so many empty calories. Low in fibers, healthy fats, and the less healthy fats, and then that starting to create that imbalance between omega-6 and 3. We need to redress that imbalance to get fitter and healthier. And we know, let's look at the history of our omega-6 and our omega-3 balance. And if you look back to that 1850s, where we used to, eat from the fields and fish from the seas and the rivers, and they were very unpolluted in those years because we didn't have the industrial revolution that's happened around us. And we would ideally be 1-to-1. And that's what happens when we're born. We're 1-to-1 with our omega-6 and our omega-3. And unfortunately, as we start to increase our foods that we eat, that's going to increase. Science recommends you should be around about a 3 to 4-to-1. I think it's 4-to-1 due to the different cultures in India. But we looked to around about the 1960s, when all of a sudden we saw this starting to see this turning point, and we started to see an increase in that omega-3. And if you think back to the 1960s, I remember my mother being one of the first families to have a microwave that you could ping in your food and it'd be ready in just a few minutes. Excuse me. But it was killing off our food. It was destroying our foods, in my view. And I don't have a microwave around. I don't use one because I know how damaging it is to the food process. But that's when we saw that increase. And we, in Europe, about 15-to-1 as an average. But in India, and we know the Indian population is around 25-to-1 or maybe worse. Your children are probably around about 40-to-1. Now that's a real concern, because that means that the inflammatory markers that we have in our system due to having too many omega-6s are going to increase. And it means that your children are actually going to start their adulthood in an inflamed zone. That is not healthy. We know that the Indian population has a huge amount of diabetes, hypertension, heart problems. All of those can be avoided, or not every single one, but can be avoided usually by making sure that our lifestyle and choices are more healthy. In conclusion, we know that we lack these key nutrients. And if we've got that imbalance of omega-6 to 3, that we know that we get aches and pains. I think probably joint and muscle pain is probably the most obvious thing that we see, and probably things like skin losing elasticity, wrinkles, hair quality decreasing. Those things you can see on the outside. And unfortunately, the most important things, brain function, heart function, and organ function, all those are hidden. They are hidden inside your body. So it's what's going on inside your body that is so important. This is how it affects our cells when we have too many omega-6. Now here we have our little man here. We've got all the different things that we're looking to address. And you can see when the omega-6s are in abundance and too many, so that's all the processed foods, using all the oils that really are not very healthy. And we know that a lot of Indian cuisine is down to cooking with a lot of oil and ghee and things like that. But it's just making those different choices that you can actually improve that. So we know that once that cell membrane, and each of our cells, and we've got trillions of them, we know that that cell membrane hardens if we've got too much omega-6 in. So the nutrients don't get in. So even if you had the best diet in the world, if your cell membrane is hard, your food's not going to get in, your nutrition's not going to get in, your cell is not going to function properly. And more importantly, those excess toxins inside the cell can't get out. And again, we just need to address that. So we know that that 3-to-1 balance is where we're aiming for to improve our health. And when that happens, we can see the normal function. So this normal function cell here, so once that omega-6-3 ratio is in that perfect balance of 3-to-1 or even better, we know that nutrients are then able to get in. The actual membrane becomes soft and flexible, so it's permeable. And that allows it to get into to the cell properly. It allows that cell to function properly inside. And it also allows all those waste products that we don't want to store in our cells, lets it exit out of that cell and is excreted. So making sure that that's the best possible health of our cell is so crucial. Now, this is a fantastic imagery in my view. So we've got the tip of the iceberg, and we all look, icebergs look amazing, and we would always love to be on the top of the iceberg. And if you think about your health in that respect, that's where we need to be, that 3-to-1 ratio. And unfortunately, most of us fall underneath the water, and that's where the danger lurks. And we know that when you see the iceberg, we know that there's like two-thirds of the iceberg is underwater, and that's where the problem is, because otherwise the Titanic probably wouldn't have sunk. So are you in the danger zone yourself? You may have that imbalance of omega-6-3 ratio. We know we get too many lower levels of omega-3. And especially in the vegan world, people who are vegans or vegetarians probably don't consume anywhere near enough omega-3 in their diet. So we also have inadequate polyphenols, and polyphenols are like antioxidants. They're the antioxidants. Then they mop up all the bad guys, if you like. And we also get low levels of vitamin D3 within, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, probably not so much in India. But we know that the Indian population are around, on average, about 27-to-1. Is that where you are? Well, the only way to find out is to test. We know that probably our children, or your children in India, are probably at a 40-to-1, especially if they eat any processed foods. And so it's now we need to redress that imbalance to make sure we get better health. We have, as I say, the only way we can do is to test. So we have a fantastic little test called the Zinzino dry blood spot test. Prick your finger, just like you do as if you were testing for diabetes, and you just drip a couple of drops on blood. You send it off to our Delhi office, and you are able then to get your results in around about 14 to 20 days. We've done over 639, that was of yesterday, 639, 273 balance tests worldwide. So that's a huge database of analysis, and it's completely anonymous. So they don't ask for your name. They don't ask for whether you're married or whether you've got kids or anything like that. They just literally ask for a few details like your weight, your height, whether you're male and female, which country you're in, and if you've taken any omega-3s before. So it's completely anonymous. The tests are not performed by Zinzino themselves. We use an independent laboratory partner called Vitas Analytical Services. And they are, 25 years old. So they're very well respected within the industry because they have tested for likes of all the big universities, and there's a huge amount of kind of partners that they are partnered with purely to do their blood spot testing. So all these that you can see here, and I'm sure there's a number in India as well that have actually made use of their analysis. So that's where your test will be done in Norway, Oslo, Norway. This is my personal test result, and I've actually done 5 tests now since I joined in May 2019. My first test, as I mentioned to you, came back and I was horrified as someone who'd been taking fish oil for over 30 years. And I'd had my heart attack 2 years prior to starting our products. And so my 6:3 ratios were 14.4 to 1. So well into that red zone, that danger zone. So my inflammatories markers were very raised. I was suffering things like osteoarthritis and had real pain in my knee, which actually stopped me exercising and walking. I started on the products as soon as I possibly could. And after 90 days, I was actually doing a roadshow in the UK, along with Dave Ives and Marco Passanante as well. And we had some spare tests, and we said, should we do another one? We were only 90 days, or 87 for me, into taking our products. And I'd already dropped down to 4.4 when I did my test. But you know what was more impressive for me was the fact that my protection levels, which was 0, which is a bit of a worry, on my first test, had actually gone up to 49%. And now, and you can see from the slide, it's improved and improved. And my final test that I did just a month and a half ago has actually come back at 2.2 to 1. So I'm well into that zone. I've got 1 point left to get all my figures into the green, if you like. So I'm extremely happy. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my results after we finish this. So we know that from the test results that Vitas show us that most of the world is out of balance. Now that's a real concern. You think of the impact that will have on our health care, the hospitals, medication, constant medication taking. So in Europe, it's 95%, Australia, 98%, USA, 99%. And on a global average, that's 97% to date. We haven't got all the figures back for India, but I would think that they're going to be quite high on the basis of what we've seen so far. Around us, we've gathered some amazing minds. So Dr. Paul Clayton, who heads up our scientific advisory board, and he's the formulator of this product in conjunction with Ola Eid, who's been a nutritional expert for so many years, and also Dr. Angela Rizzo, who was the lady who devised the test. And she's also had some amazing results with children with autism and ADHD by using our product, our balance oil, essential oil within her clinical trials. We have patented products, and we own our own manufacturing and research and development. So we're not being reliant on an outside manufacturing process. We do it within our own company. Our product can bring you back into balance within 120 days. 95% of people who take our product get back into balance within 120 days. And the reason that 120 days is so important is how long it takes for our blood to renew. Our blood cycle is changed every 120 days, whether we do nothing, we sit back and do nothing, or we do something about it. So my choice was to do something about it and to improve what was going on inside my body. So our unique test-based formula is high in polyphenols. And I think it's not just an omega-3 oil. Please don't consider it that. We have an omega-3 within there that gives us our EPA, DHA, and DPA from wild pelagic fish. Those are the very small fish like anchovies, herring, and mackerel. And they're very short-lived, so they actually don't accumulate an awful lot of toxin in them. But they're cleaned, as we would expect. And then instead of just leaving them as just the fish oil, we actually add back in polyphenols, which are from underripe olives. And those underripe olives really give it the power and chaperone it into the cellular level in such a fantastic way. They've also added in vitamin D3 because they know an awful lot of people are depleting it, and also vitamin E. It's dosed by weight, so it's making sure that you take it for whatever weight you are in kilos, you take a certain amount of dosage that is actually compliant to getting the right dosage for your weight. There's no oxidation of the product, and it comes in 3 fantastic flavors. So you're not going to get that horrible fishy taste. We know that there's a vegan version which is undergoing registration as we speak, so that hopefully will be in the market very shortly too. So let me just take you through what we have available in the Indian market. So we have a customer kit with a test. Now, normally the retail price for that would be 30,000 Indian rupees. That's going to give you 2 large bottles of 300 ml of the oil, the choice of your flavor, and also 2 smaller 100 ml bottles, which actually would accommodate for people who need to take a little bit extra. It would also include a test, 2 tests. It also then gives you an option to have a monthly payment of 2,950 and this is the premium price. So that 14,500 is reduced if you go onto the 6-month subscription of 2,950 Indian rupees per month after that. So in your first kit, you would get 2 large oils, 2 small oils, and 1 test. The second test is sent automatically in month 4 of your auto ship. So make sure that you're getting continuity of taking the product and then it's sent to you so you can retest and see the improvement that you're getting. We also have a kit without a test, which is at a lower price. Now, the retail price for that would be 11,310 Indian rupees. I nearly said euros then. But the premium price is 7,500 Indian rupees. And then obviously the 1 bottle per month would give you your monthly subscription. And that would then exactly the same. You'd get every other month, you would get a shipment of 2 bottles of oil, even though you're paying the monthly in installment, if you like, the monthly subscription. The end user price is 2,950, including GST. And so there you can see here, we've got the lemon one, but they've got the orange lemon grapefruit and also the orange lemon mint. Orange lemon mint is still my favorite, which is the original one. And I absolutely love this product. We're made with the highest quality and care. And I think that's important for everyone to understand that, not only are we friends of the sea, so we make sure we're fishing sustainably and we're respected by all these different, certificated halal where need be, and naturally sourced ingredients, non-GMO, keto friendly. A lot of sports people and people who are watching their weight will want to know that if they're taking a fish oil, that it's actually not going to impact if they're on a keto diet. It's gluten-free, soy-free, sugar-free, and everything you can see. It's the highest quality you can imagine. We want to know that our product is actually getting into our system where it should be and doing the job that it's supposed to do. And that's why we can guarantee that it will get to, pretty well guarantee that it gets you into balance within 120 days. And if you look at the standard oils that people do take, so krill oil is a very popular oil on the market, and a lot of people take it. It only stays viable in your system for 5 hours. So that's not even going to get anywhere near your cellular level. Concentrated omega-3, around about 9 hours. Cod liver oil, a little bit longer, 15 hours. It takes 24 hours to get to that cellular level to make sure that it's actually, kind of doing the job that it's supposed to do. Our product, our balance oil, or we, as you call it in India, your essential oil, is guaranteed to stay fresh and potent for 35 hours. And that's not done by us, that's an independent study that's actually been tested. So this is, again, another product. We are not just an omega-3 product, I assure you that. So the results you can see, I'd already said to you my results, I showed you my results. 95% of the people taking their Zinzino Ascent products have that ratio of near 3:1 within 120 days. My personal result now, 14.4 when I started to 2.2:1 now. So, and I've been nearly 2 years on the product. It took me 11 months to get back into a balanced state. I was 2.4 when at 11 months. So for me, it took a little bit longer, but then I'd had some health challenges that I needed to address. So maybe that was the reason why. Maybe women, could take longer than men. I don't know, but it's. I'm very thankful for the product. Who needs it? Well, and I love what Dr. Praktika says was you need it from the womb to the tomb. So literally every single stage of your life, whether you're pregnant, your baby needs that because if the baby doesn't get it from you, get it out of what you're feeding yourself, it's actually going to drain you from that product. And that's where we get people with, saying when they're pregnant that they get like baby brain, because the baby is taking all of that omega-3 straight out of you because it needs it. It needs it to develop in the womb. And then as a toddler, as they grow into, kind of youngsters, teenagers, they need it for their brain development and eye development, bone development, everything. And this was quite crucial, as I said to me, that development part of being here. I was 63 years old when I had my heart attack on my grandson's birthday. 3 stents later, in St Bartholomew's in London, which is the top cardiothoracic hospital in London. And I was so shocked because I've never had a day sickness in my life. I've always been incredibly healthy. So for me, it was a wake-up call. And thank goodness I looked at what I was doing. I checked out what I was doing. And when Dave said to me, would you, if you value your health, would you take a test? Absolutely. I'm so pleased I did. Within 3 months, I was able to reduce my medication. And within 4 months, I was off my medication. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should, stop their medication. Please don't think that. But it's just, that's what I did in conjunction, talking to Dr. Paul Clayton and his recommendations on how I should do that. For me, it's been life-changing because I'm no longer on any medication. And I plan to have a very healthy, happy, and elderly, old life. And I'm pretty old now. It's nearly 67. But it's been an astonishing journey. And I just want to be able to share with others how important that has been. So we've also got health claims, and health claims are really important. Now, I don't know whether we're going to be able to say exactly the same as we are in the European Food Standard Authority, but these 3 top ones, normal brain function, normal heart function, normal immune function, is that important to people? You bet it is. You bet it is. Who would not want to have better health? Who would not want to normalize their blood pressure? Who would not want better eyesight, immune system, especially at this time that we're going through now? And now I know that we're just coming out of lockdown in the UK, and I know that a lot of, especially in Delhi, I know a lot of the Indian population are in lockdown. So I really feel for you. We've had, 4 months of it nearly, of being in lockdown here for the third time. So hopefully, God willing, that we'll get through this. And but never has been more important to take care of our health. What I would like to do, I'm going to stop sharing now, and what I would like to do is to really what I would like to do is really just to encourage you to do your research, do your due diligence, go back to the person who invited you to this call, because that's important that you go back to them, and they'll help you get started on your journey to better health. I hope that this has been of, some, kind of value for you. I've always like to bring value to what I do, but it's better health is so important for everyone. I'm going to hand you back to Hital now. And Hital, thank you for asking me to do this presentation today. It's been a pleasure to do that to you, and I hope to see and look forward to seeing your results and your journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sue. That was really nice, sweet, and packed with a lot of information. So really, appreciate you being here tonight and taking the time out and helping us with the India team. So in closing, I just want to just reiterate that just get back to the person that invited you, get your questions answered, because we know that your questions are important to us and to you, and we'd like you to get the information and make sure that you know what is it that that we are sharing, what we are so excited about, and we would love for you to come on board and help us spread the awareness. So with that, we are done for the evening, and our next presentation will be on Tuesday. So we'll be having 2 presentations on Tuesday, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. And the details will be sent out. So, over the weekend, make sure that you can just reach out to people, let them know of what's happening, and that they can be a part of this incredible journey that we are on. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye for now.